Cousins, welcome back to yet another episode right here live from the headquarters. Now, for this episode, we will be doing a polygel nail set with Christmas designs added, but we'll get to that shortly. Before we dive right into the logistics of everything, I do want to say that, cousins, we have officially reached 16K, and I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for your love and continuous support to my channel. I seriously cannot believe so many of y'all tune into the headquarters and actually listen to what this mouth has to say, but it's true. It's really a lot of people that really care and tune in, and for that, I am so grateful. So I honestly just thank God for y'all, and yeah, that's that. Be sure, if you already haven't, to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so I can continue to reach more people and we can continue to grow this cousin clan. Also, cousins, don't forget to check out all of my previous stuff before now and to follow me on all other platforms, which will be located somewhere on the screen. Now, moving on. We will be doing polygel nails, but first, let's prep. For my e-file, I will be using this particular one by the brand 𝒆𝒚, which can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. That link is located below in the description. Now, I must say, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't, that this e-file does not come with a number system. Now, I know that may take some of y'all by surprise, but yes, I personally have been operating with this particular brand for a very long time, for about 3 years now. So I kind of know the ins and outs when it comes to using this e-file. Of course, that may not be your cup of tea. So if it ain't your tea, don't sip. I'm just saying, cousin, don't hurt me. Seriously. Now, I did go in with the cuticle pusher and just lightly push the cuticles back off of that nail plate to kind of just free up any excess nail that may be hiding under there. She did not have any major overgrown cuticle work, but yeah, just kind of wanted to give it a push off the nail. Now we can go in right here with the e-file and gently and lightly but thoroughly prep the nail. Me personally, here at the headquarters, I do use a 120 sanding band. Now, again, I know that that may not be your cup of tea. If it ain't your tea, don't sip. I do know that a lot of y'all cannot get with the 120, and it is also recommended that you use a 240 or 180 when you're prepping the natural nail. But again, I always do what works for me. I do use a 120 and it has worked. So yeah, that's where we at with that. Now, we will be using these tips in the size and shape of 2XL duct tip nails, and they are from the brand 𝒆𝒚. If you are interested in this brand in any kind of shape, weight, or form, you can find it at 𝒆𝒚 That information is located on the screen for you, just in case you want to put it to use. Now, of course, here at the headquarters, I use several different brands of all kinds of products, but these are just my go-to. So again, if you're interested, you can find them at 𝒆𝒚 For my nail glue, I will be using the KDS nail glue, and you can find that linked to my Amazon storefront. And yeah, of course, as you can see, it wants to get stuck to everything except for what it needs to be sticking to. But hey, we gonna use it. We gonna make it work. Again, the link for the KDS nail glue can be found below in the description. Now, after we have prepped the natural nail, we are now going to go in and apply the tips evenly across the nail. It is very imperative, and if you don't know what imperative means, just another word for important, that you size the nails correctly. You do not want the nail tips too small, and you don't want the nail tips too big. You need them to fit just right. You need that nail tip to go evenly side to side. You don't want half of it hanging off, one side too long, the other side too short. You want it to fit evenly across that nail plate. Now, we are going to go in right here and cut the tips, but I do want to say that this tip cutter is not made for duck nails. I don't even think they have a tip cutter that's made for duck nails. But yeah, I seriously be having to squeeze the tips inside. So don't think you're missing out on some fabulous duck tip nail cutter, because you're not. I'm literally having to squeeze these tips in there and make it work, but we getting the job done. Now, I know somebody is probably like, Kay, you cut that pinky nail on that other hand too short, entirely too short. But no, I didn't. For some odd reason, when Miss Kyla, which is the person sitting in this chair, visits the headquarters, I have noticed that that pinky does not really hold up all that well. Every time she returns with a nail set on, The pinky is always missing. It's always damaged. Something is always wrong with this pinky nail. And so I told her, in my professional opinion, that, hey, you can still get your nails done, but what I would recommend you do is go short. We can make the pinky nail short from here on out, because for some odd reason, it's not strong enough to hold a nail. And for some odd reason, you keep hitting it, tearing it up, damaging it. I don't know why. I don't know what she's doing when she leaves this chair, but hey, I only have her for 2 hours. I can't keep an eye on her every hour of the day. So I told her we're going to go short. She honestly agreed. She was like, yeah, you right, because I don't know what be going on. And I'm like, it's still going to be cute. It's just, you going to be unique. You're not going to be like the rest of the girls walking around with a full set on. You going to have one shortened, but it's still going to be cute. We're going to make it happen. So that decision was made 2 nail sets ago. So yeah, this is her 3rd time rocking the short nail, and it's cute. I like it. It's different. If you checked out my previous video where I did the Nightmare Before Christmas nails, this is her. This is the short pinky. This is what I was talking about in that video. So yeah, she's back, and that pinky will be short from here on out until further notice. So yeah, that explains that. Now, as for the rest of the nails, we are going to go in and do like this tapered, skinny duck nail type of situation. Now, I just refer to it as tapered duck nails. Some people refer to it as mermaid tail, bell bottom, wine glass. Like, I've heard a lot of names for this particular shape right here. But again, I personally refer to it as a tapered duck nail. That's it. That's all. And to achieve this look, as far as the shape, if you pay attention to my movements, all you're doing is making the sides just come in a little bit more, and then letting that edge kind of flare out. It's simple. I promise. Don't make it harder than what it needs to be. All you're doing is just lightly bringing those sides more like in and pinched, and then letting that end kind of flare out. Almost like a backwards parentheses look. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so simple. It really is. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. Now, when prepping the nail tips, you do not have to file the entire tip. Only thing that is kind of recommended that you do is to blend the artificial tip with the natural nail. But blending the entire tip, you don't have to file the entire tip. I just tend to do that. You don't have to put a C curve on it. I just tend to do that. None of that is mandatory, but it is recommended that you go in and blend that artificial tip with the natural nail. So yeah, that's that on that. I honestly don't know what's been up with me lately, but I don't know. I'm starting to really not like when the duck nails are super flared. Like, that tapered is really growing on me in the worst way. Because it's like, every duck nail set that I do now, I be wanting to bring the sides in. I be wanting to pinch them sides so bad. But I take that back. I still be liking when they be wide a little bit. I like when they flare and they wide a little bit, but tapered for the win. Pinch duck nails for the win. Seriously. Now, this is her first time, very first official time trying duck nails. She's like, you remember when we was talking last time? You said when I came back, we was going to try duck nails. And I'm like, did I say that? Did I say that? Because when you're dealing with people who have never worn the shape or have dealt with the shape before, it's kind of an adjustment from what they usually get. And she's usually a square tip girl. Like, hey, just do square tips and that's it. But she's like, yeah, you said we was going to try duck nails. And I'm like, I don't really remember saying that. I think you want to try them out and then you want to kind of blame it on the queen and say I said it, but I didn't say it. So I'm like, I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what you want. We're going to try it out. I said, but I'm not going to make them wide. I'm going to pinch them a little bit to still kind of give you like almost a square look, but they're going to be like super flared with the shape. So she agreed, and yeah, now we're here. And literally as I'm filing, she like, they don't look any different. I literally could have just got a square tip nail. And I'm like, look, we ain't got time to be turning around and doing all this stopping and going. It's either you with it or you not. I'm like, I'm on the verge of putting you out because it's either you're with the duck committee or you're against it. And you don't want to be against it. So she was like, yeah, you know what? You right. I'm going to stick with it. But I don't know, it don't look no different from a square tip nail. And I'm just like, yeah, because it's pinched. That's why. But anywho, a little back and forth ain't never hurt nobody. So yeah. And I think she only saying it don't look any different because when she gets square tip nails, I usually put a huge deep C curve on her square tip nails as well. So she's like, it don't look any different. Like, this almost looked like the square tip nail. And I'm just like, yeah, because I be putting that C curve at the end. So we got it together. We got it together. She is with the duck committee. I told her, you do not want to be against it because we will come after you. Seriously. I don't really honestly tolerate any duck nail slander. Like, I be letting y'all get off and get y'all ones and twos off when y'all be talking crap about duck nails. But really and truly, I be wanting to come and find y'all. Like, I'm at your front door because I do not tolerate any duck nail slander. But I let y'all live sometimes. I let y'all get off sometimes. Because I know it ain't everybody's cup of tea. If it ain't your tea, don't sip. I have to keep reminding myself of that. Like, girl, everybody ain't living for the duck nails. But just know, I be wanting to come find y'all like all black. Seriously. But I be, I'm going to let y'all have it. I'm going to let y'all have it. I know it got to grow on some of y'all. Some of y'all trying it. You maybe not. You still on the fence about it. I know it got to grow on you, but make it fast. Hurry up. Anyway, moving on. We went in with 70% alcohol, which acted as a natural dehydrator, and we sprayed that on the nails and also went in with the nail brush and kind of just gave the nails a dust to free up and clean up any of the dust and debris left behind from filing the nails. Now I am going in right here with my no lift nail primer, and we're going to prime the nails. Just going to take that primer evenly across the nails, well, the natural nail to be exact. You do not have to prime the entire tip when it comes to the liquid primer. Now, for the gel primer or the base gel, which we will get into shortly, you do have to prime the entire tip. But for the liquid primer, which is this right here, you do not have to prime the entire tip. It is recommended that you prime the natural nail and just above where that tip meets the natural nail. But priming the entire tip, again, is not mandatory. After using the liquid primer, this will be a polygel nail set, so it does cause for us to use a gel primer, which is this right here. And this will require for you to prime the entire nail tip and the natural nail all in one. Me personally, I am choosing to use the Beetles Gel Foundation Base Gel. Here at the headquarters, I love Beetles Gel, and if you're interested, you can find it linked to my Amazon storefront. Again, that link is located below in the description. Now, of course, you do have to cure base gel. Again, you do have to cure the base gel. You cannot put any kind of other gel product on top of this while it is uncured. You do have to cure base gel. When it comes to any kind of gel, you have to cure it. Modeling gel, gel polish, polygel, all of that. You have to cure gel. Yes, you do have to cure the base gel. Again, you do have to cure the base gel. For how long? I recommend 60 to 120 seconds. Just to make sure everything is done evenly and it is cured properly and thoroughly. At your place of business, that is not mandatory, but it is recommended that you use base coat before using any gel product. Gel polish, polygel, modeling gel, all of that. It is recommended that you use base coat as a primer. Just saying. Now, we will be doing polygel, and the brands that I will be using is the brand Mochi Gel and the brand KAAY. I am going to pronounce that as KAAY. I have always pronounced that as KAAY, and if that is incorrect, it is what it is. But for Mochi Gel, I will be using the color Rouge, and for KAAY, I will be using the clear polygel because I have plans with that, but we'll get to that in just a second. As for my brush, this is a gel brush that I just so happen to get from Amazon. You can find it linked to my Amazon storefront if you are interested. The brand Mochi Gel can be found at mochigel.com, and you can use code K10 when you are shopping on the site to receive some coins off. We have the nails prepped, the base gel is cured. Now we can go in and officially start the application process. Starting here on this short pinky, it is short, so I will not need a lot of product, so I only squeezed out just enough. And personally with me, I've been doing this for so long that I can kind of eyeball it and tell like, hey, that's too much or that's enough. That little amount that I squeezed out was just enough because, again, this is short in length. So that tiny amount will cover from the cuticle area, the midsection, and all the way down to the free edge. And of course, always with the Polygel, it's just a patting motion. All I did was kind of pat it into place and boom, it already looks good. Whether you're doing Polygel on a short nail, long nail, medium nail, it's really the same techniques. You're just patting it into place and kind of building that structure. But the only thing different is probably the amount that you would use. Again, this nail right here will take a tad bit less than all of the other nails because it is short. That's about the only difference. It did not take much product to build this structure, and this is the Polygel uncured, and it looks good. It looks great. So yeah, moving on from that. For this next nail, we will be doing this encapsulation look using this clear Polygel and this red holographic chunky glitter, which can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. I'm so glad that I did not throw all of my glitters away like I was planning to do like a week ago. I was just like, let me keep this because I never know what I'm going to have to use it for. And here I am using it. Now, to do encapsulation using Polygel, here is my method. I go in and use a tiny little layer of clear Polygel. You can use whatever base you want. We're going to use clear for this one. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to kind of thin this out. You don't want to really start building at the nail. That is what the second bead will be for. So you just want to kind of go in and thin it out. This layer will act as glue. Okay? This layer will act as glue. Polygel is sticky to some sort. Okay? Some are more stickier than others, but uncured, it's sticky. So whatever I'm trying to encapsulate will stick to this. This is going to act as glue, and I kind of went in and thinned it out. Okay? Now I'm going to go in without curing the Polygel. No clipping, no editing. Without curing the Polygel, you're going to go in and add, in this case, we're adding glitter, and it's just going to stick. The Polygel is uncured, so it's going to stick. And I'm just taking my brush and kind of lightly just patting and tapping it in. I did go in and kind of speed up the process and just kind of poured the glitter on there because I'm like, girl, we ain't got time to be doing all this. But it's still stuck, okay? You shake off the excess and it's still going to stick because it is still uncured gel. Still going in right here with my brush, just kind of patting everything into place. And it's looking good. It's looking good. Now, you will have some excess that will come off, of course, because not everything will be attached properly and thoroughly. But for the most part, it's stuck, okay? So now that we have that majorly done, we are going to go in right here with my handheld lamp, and we're just going to kind of flash cure to kind of hold everything in place. I did flash cure this for about 30 seconds. And after you do the encapsulation of whatever item you're encapsulating, it is important that you go in and cure the gel, okay? Now with acrylic, it will set on its own. If you do like a thin layer of clear acrylic and then you put your encapsulation item on top of that, it will set on its own. But with this Polygel, you must go in and cure that first layer and then come on top of that with another layer, another bead of product. Again, you can use whatever colors you prefer. For this instance, we will be using clear. Again, majority of the glitter is on and sticking and staying, but you will have some excess come off, of course, because not everything is, you know, down to the T. But for the most part, it's on. So I'm going in right here and I'm just kind of patting that thicker layer in place. This layer right here is what's going to build my structure. So I kind of did use quite a bit of product because, of course, I'm encapsulating, and then this is going to be the structure bead. This is what's going to build and seal the nail. So yeah. And usually with Polygel, I work my way from the free edge up. But in this instance, I am working my way from the cuticle area down. Because if any of the glitter is like loose and not stuck, I don't want to flood it towards the cuticle area. I want to kind of bring that down and kind of cap it off at the end at the free edge. As for the liquid that I am using, I know y'all probably like, what's that liquid you keep dipping the brush in? That is 70% alcohol. Now, you can either use slip solution, which is the liquid for Polygel, or you can use 70% alcohol. Inside of slip solution, alcohol is an active ingredient, so there's really no difference other than that slip solution is actually made to be the liquid for Polygel, and alcohol is just the substitute. But either way, I prefer alcohol. The only slip solution that I will vouch for is the V Beauty Pure. Other than that, that's the only one that I'm going to say actually works and that I actually like. But for the most part, I do use 70% alcohol when it comes to me doing polygel nails and having to use liquid. Somebody was asking me, can you use monomer for polygel? And it's just like, let's leave the monomer with the acrylic. It's either slip solution or the alcohol, okay? I mean, the polygel is made up of acrylic powder mixed in with gel, but leave the monomer over there with the acrylic. Use either slip solution if you find a good one that you like, or 70% alcohol, or 90. They say 90 is better. 90 really help it not stick, but I use 70 just to be on the safe side, you know? Now that we have the nail done, I am going in right here and just kind of flash curing. Please note that this handheld lamp is just, it's cute for the moment and it's just something quick. It is recommended that you use the bigger UV LED lamps to make sure all this polygel and all of this product is curing thoroughly. I'm just using a handheld lamp to kind of save on time. That way I won't have to go finger by finger putting it in the lamp. But once this entire hand is done, I will ask for her to put her entire hand in the lamp and let it cure for 120 seconds twice. Application is officially done. We are going to go in right here immediately after pulling the hands out of the lamp, and we're going to spray 70% alcohol. When the nails come out of the lamp, even though they are cured, they still be a little sticky, so the alcohol is just going to kind of remove that stickiness before filing. I'm just going in right here, taking this paper towel and just wiping the nails individually, just to be sure that I remove as much of that stickiness as I can. To make it even better, you can also use a tad bit of acetone when you're doing this as well, but again, that's just if you choose to. Moving on to filing. Going back in right here with the RCE file and my 240 sanding band, and we're just going to file the nails to a smooth finish. Now, I had already pre-shaped the tips when it came to me prepping the nails, so it's not really much that I have to do other than just take this file and just kind of clean up the ridges and the edges and the entire structure, and also seal the cuticles. And of course, since the application process went well, there is really not much that I am doing. That is why I stress to everybody to work on your application. So that way, when it comes to filing, there is really not much that you have to do. And yes, if you're wondering, I do seal the cuticle using this handy dandy 240 sanding band. I love a sanding band. Seriously, I use a sanding band for almost everything. Now, when it comes to me doing fill-ins, I will use a ceramic bit, but for the most part, I'm going to be using a sanding band. I don't know, it has just always worked for me and it just helps me get the job done. I don't know, don't judge me. My headquarters, my rules, my way. I just encourage everybody to do what works for them. Now, as for filing the encapsulated nail, it's going to go smoothly because everything is underneath that thick layer that we added. Now, you don't want to do too much filing when it comes to an encapsulated nail because you don't want the structure to kind of thin out and then expose everything underneath. So you just want to kind of clean it up lightly, but not too much. In my personal opinion, the 240 always gives me the smoothest finish. So that is why I choose to use a 240 when it comes to filing after application. Again, this is my choice. So I know y'all like, Kay, why don't you use the 5-in-1, the 2-in-8, the 10-in-62 nail bit? I, here at the headquarters, choose to use a 240 sanding band after application and a 120 to prep the nails. That's it. That's all. Now, I am going in right here with my hand file, and I have always said that hand filing is a lot more controlled than e-filing is. Now, for the shape, like the actual sidewalls, they are pinched, so I won't be able to file the sidewalls, but I will be able to go across the top of the nail and kind of file at the structure just to kind of remove any ridges, lumps, and bumps. But more so for the sides and the free edge, I do have to rely on my e-file for that since the shape is a little bit more complex. But we're still getting the job done. For my hand files, I typically use an 100 by 180 grit file. I just like that grit and I think it works for me. So yeah, that's that for that. Now, officially moving on to designs. First things first, before I actually start putting any designs on the nails, I am base coating the nails. Now, I wasn't always doing this at the headquarters. I would usually just, when I got done with filing, spray the nails with alcohol and then go straight into designing. But I was noticing that the girls was having some issues with chipping and it was becoming more of a major problem. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to start base coating before we do designs. And it's been working out for the most part. It's been working out. So I went in and base coated the nails, and now we're going to go ahead and start adding on some things. I did paint the pinky brown because I was like, I'm going to do a gingerbread house, but I was like, I'm going to change that. I scratched that idea. I'm going to change that. Now, if you don't know, then now you do, that I am a freestyle nail artist here at the headquarters. She's like, I know for a fact I want something like Christmassy, but I don't know what exactly. So with me being me and having the brain that I have, I'm like, I am going to do this Grinch/Jack Skeleton situation. Now, I recently just did a Nightmare Before Christmas set on her with full details, and that episode is out right now for you to go and watch and check out on my channel. And she is literally obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas. Like anything Nightmare Before Christmas, she's obsessed. And I'm like, we're going to make something happen. We're going to tie that back in, but we're also going to add some Grinch situation along with some other Christmas designs. So on top of that glitter nail that we encapsulated, I am going in right here doing these white circles because I do have plans to do like this peppermint design, but we'll get to that later. For now, we're just going to draw these circles out, trying to get them as even as I can. And I really am proud of myself because I didn't use a dotting tool for this. Like all of this was done with the brush, so it turned out good for the most part. As for my liner brushes, they can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. I am using the 25 and number 12 brush by the brand Art Done. And again, that can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. If you are interested, the link for that is below in the description. As for the colored polishes, it is a mixture between Beetles and D&D. And for any white and black gel polish that you see me using is by the brand Kenny, and all of that can be found linked to my Amazon storefront, just in case you were wondering. Now on this middle nail, I do want to go in and do like this half and half face. Half of the face will be Jack Skeleton, the other half will be Grinch. I was scrolling on Pinterest looking at a few ideas and I'm like, I think this is cute. We're going to do the half and half look. I would have had no problem doing one Grinch nail and then one Jack Skeleton nail, but I'm like, we're going to tie them in together as one look. So I went in, did like this oval shape for the Jack Skeleton side. Now I'm going in with this green, this Grinch green, and we're going to do the Grinch side. And yes, you do have to cure in between. You do not want the polishes running together. So yes, it is mandatory that you cure in between if you want a flawless and thorough look. And so far, so good. I'm not really adding any major details right now, but everything is really looking good. I'm just kind of going in like mapping everything out as to where I want it. And I do have a sketch that is located like to the left of me, but I'm just kind of going in mapping out the base of everything to just see if I like it, because sometimes that sketch that I may draw out may not translate well to the nail and I may change my mind mid-set. So the sketch is just there to kind of help me and guide things along, but sometimes I may change my mind. But as for now, so far so good. So yeah, whatever I like I keep, whatever I don't like we get rid of immediately. But it's looking good, so we're going to keep it and move on. Now, switching over to the other hand, I am going to do the Grinch hand holding the ornament. But for the ornament, it's not going to be a regular ornament. We're going to turn the ornament into Jack Skeleton. Yeah, I know. But I'm like, we have to bring this set to life by any means necessary. Seriously. My first ever time drawing the Grinch hand or drawing the Grinch in general, it was a major struggle. But I've done this like several times now, so I kind of know the technique. And again, my tip would be, if you struggle with like character drawing, go on Pinterest and just type it in and then just draw what you see. Really and truly with drawing characters or anything detailed, it's all about shapes. That's kind of how my mind operates. So if you struggle with character drawing or anything like that, go to Pinterest and don't look for another nail artist's work. Don't copy a character or anything from their work. Go to Pinterest and copy it directly from a more like detailed picture, an actual photograph of what's going on. So if you want to do Grinch nails, I would not recommend that you copy the Grinch from my set or how I have it drawn. I would recommend you go to Pinterest and type in Jack Skeleton and Grinch together and then copy it from there. Just a tip of mine, but hey, it is what it is. You don't have to do that. Just giving out some tips and pointers and recommendations. We have the hand actually drawn out, and I did go in and cure that. Now we're just going to go in a tad bit, almost an inch beneath that, and do the white part. We're going to just do this white circle, which is going to act as the ornament. And I was really doing my best to kind of like squeeze it in there because I was running out of room just a little bit. I kind of made the hand a little too big, but I'm like, go big or go home. Seriously. When I'm doing nail art, I do not look at nails like nails. These are like 10 individual little canvases that I can put whatever I want on them. So every time I'm doing detailed nail art, I try my best to think outside the box. I have not seen anywhere where a Jack Skellington and a Grinch nail set was done like as one. So yeah, now I could be wrong, but I did do my research and was like, let me see if this already been done. I didn't see anybody who had already done this, so I'm like, hey, we finna make it happen. Like, doing the designs is literally my favorite part because it's just like, we are about to come up with a masterpiece. Like, once I get all of the good logistics out of the way as far as like shaping and prepping and all of that, we are about to come up with a masterpiece as far as designs. And I just really enjoy designing nails. Now, I went in and cured the base of everything as far as like the actual hand and the ornament part. Now I'm just going in with the black gel polish and just doing a trace over. Just adding that black outline to all of the designs that I have down. And I know I usually say cure in between, but for this right here, I kind of did all of this in one swipe. Jack Skellington is really an easy character to draw because it's not really much as far as his face. He's not really detailed. Now his outfit, yes, but his face, not that much of a detail. So I kind of went in and did all of this in one swipe. And one swipe just means all at one time before curing it. Getting the details of the eyes together. And I'm like, Lord, thank you for how good this liner brush is working because it is getting the job done. Again, if you're interested in this one, you can find it linked to my Amazon storefront. After the eyes, we are going to go in with tiny lines and just do like the eyebrow look. And then we're just going to go in and finish up the rest of the face. Now, switching back over to this hand, we have the base cured. Now it's time to go in and add the details of each side of the face. And I'm just using my black gel polish. And we do have to do Jack Skellington again, but it's only half and half. So half of his face, half of the Grinch face, and then we're just going to mesh it into one. So I'm starting with the Jack Skellington side first because I feel like, of course, again, that's the easiest. The Grinch, I do want to just go ahead and tell y'all, did give me a run for my money. I had to erase a couple times and restart, but I'm determined. So I end up getting it done and getting it down pat. But child, it was almost out of here. Seriously. So I knocked out Jack Skellington, got him done. Now we're going over to the Grinch side. And again, this almost didn't happen, but again, I'm like, I want this look so bad that I am determined to make it happen and see it through. So of course I'm starting with the eyes because I did feel like that was the easiest part for me. I don't know, for some reason I just felt like the Grinch side was not as easy as Jack Skellington, but again, determination is key. So let's finish getting this look together. Now, looking at the face, I'm like, look, this is as good as it's gonna get, so we're gonna move on. After curing all of that, all of the facial details, I am going to right here and adding this Christmas hat on top of their heads. Because I'm like, what? How can we not? Seriously, I like this. And I think adding the hat, to me, really brought the look together. Well, once I did the bottom half, like their clothes and what they have on as far as like clothing, I think that brought the look together. But yeah, child, it was a struggle. It gave me a run for my money. But again, y'all know the word, determination. So switching over to this hand, here is to me teaching you a 2-in-1 design. We are going in right here with this black gel polish on this nail. We're going to coat the entire nail in black gel polish. Then we're going to cure that. You're going to cure that for about 60 seconds. Then once that comes out of the lamp, we are going to go in right here with this red chrome powder. Straight out the lamp, no top coat, no matte top coat, any of that. Straight out the lamp. It was cured for 60 seconds. And we're going to add the chrome. Straight out the lamp, we add that chrome to the black base nail. Again, no matte top coat, no any of that yet. Okay? Once we add the chrome, then we're going to go on top of that and top coat the nail. Okay? So, black gel polish, pulled it out the lamp after 60 seconds, chrome powder, Then you top coat the nail. You do not have to cure the chrome powder because, of course, it's not gel. So, yeah. Then you're going to cure the top coat. You put the top coat in there. I let it cure for 120 seconds. Pull that out the lamp. Now we're going to go on top of the top coated nail. And we're going to do like this white glitter texture nail. Like the candy cane look. So I'm going in right here with my liner brush, doing like the white lined swirls across the nail. And at your place of business, you can add however many you want. Me personally, I'm just going to fill this entire nail up with them. But again, you can do as you please and as you want at your place of business. And I am personally making my lines a little thicker in width. But again, you don't have to do that. That's not mandatory. I'm just teaching you a little 1-2. And since it is officially December, I know a lot of y'all probably going to be getting into y'all Christmas sets. So hopefully, maybe you can throw this design in there and use it. But hey, I don't know. Just saying. Still going in right here one by one, getting those lines and swirls together. And I'm only showing y'all this because in my personal opinion, this is an easy design, but I do know that a lot of people do not know how to achieve this look. So I'm like, if I know, why not I teach you? So again, I hope somehow, some way that this helps somebody at your place of business. And yeah, maybe you can put it to use this holiday season, hopefully. Now, without curing the white, you're not going to cure the white just yet. You're going to go in on top of that. You can use acrylic, like the clear acrylic powder. In this case, I'm going to be using glitter to just kind of give it that sparkle effect. I'm going to go in on top of that white gel polish and sprinkle the glitter on top. And then after the sprinkling is done, then you're going to put that in the lamp for 60 to 120 seconds. And there you have it, my friend, a 2-in-1 design. Simple and easy and just like that. Now, switching back over, we have the outfits already done. And I'm just going in right here, adding this white trim around the Grinch part. Like the red suit with the white fluff. And as for this right here, it could have been done nicely with a dotting tool. But I just decided to go in and use my liner brush. But it would have been better with a dotting tool. Now, I really took a risk going in doing the other part, like for Jack Skellington, because I should have cured the white gel first. But that's what I do here at the headquarters. We take risk. And it turned out good. It turned out really good. So yeah, that's done for now. And I'm just looking like, wow, to really think that I almost gave up and that look almost didn't come together. But y'all know the word, cousins, determination. Now, switching back over to this hand, here is me teaching you another little cute technique to pull together a holiday look. We're going to do like this glowing Christmas light situation. Now, first things first, I went in and did this black base nail, cured that for 60 seconds. Then I pulled it out and now I'm going in with this gray. And we are doing like this curvy line because I do plan on putting the lights on here. It's kind of acting like Christmas lights, but yeah, y'all get the gist. And of course I'm doing gray because I'm like, I don't really have any other color that wouldn't clash with that black because the black is so dark. So I'm like, gray is the only thing that will work for this. Now, getting on to the actual design, I am going in with the white after curing the gray line. And we're just going to kind of do like these little light bulb situation. It's in like this pointed oval shape. And I know you can't really see all that good, but just look as close as you can. It is important that you put the white down first, and I'm just going in kind of getting it all together, but I'm making the lines kind of thin so that way we can leave that little opening in the middle. I don't want the ovals too thick, but I want them just at the right width and length. So that is why I went in and erased and started over because I'm like, that's a little too thick for my liking. But yes, for this look, you're kind of just going to go in on the lines and kind of like place them in like different directions. And really to pull this look together, I would space them out but have them going in different directions, if that makes sense. If not, just kind of watch my movements and watch what I'm doing. After you have your placements for the lights, you are going to cure that. Then you're going to go on top of that. It is best that you use a sheer gel polish or a gel polish just kind of like see-through in order to pull this look off. My red gel polish is a little bit sheer, but to create a sheer gel polish, all you need to do is mix a tad bit of like a colored gel polish with clear. And you just mix it evenly, half and half, just a little bit. You only need a little bit of the color. Mix that color with clear just a little bit, and it's going to create that sheer effect. Or if you're interested, you can look on my Amazon storefront. I do have the Beatles Gel Jelly colors. If you don't own jelly colors at your headquarters, then again, you can do just a tad bit of polish mixed in with the clear to kind of give it that sheer and jelly effect. That's what I did with the red. The red was a little bit pigmented, but I did that with my red gel polish. The green was the Beetles Gel Jelly Green, so it worked out. You're going to go in and trace the white base that you already have down. Then you're going to cure that. Once that is cured, you're going to go back on top of the colored part, and then you're going to retrace that in white. Now, I am not the original creator of this method, but again, if I know, why not I teach you? And then it's supposed to give it like this glowing effect, and yeah, you should see the results if you do it correctly. Now, switching back over to this hand, we are going to officially now go in and do the peppermint design look. I am going in with the dotting tool and just kind of placing a dot in the middle. That's going to help me keep everything centered to really give it that look like it's supposed to. And really with this design, I don't really know what else to say about it other than it's just a matter of you swirling your brush. You're kind of doing like S shape situation, but you're just kind of making them all come into one. I don't really know what else to say other than that. If you're having a hard time with that, just watch the movements. I don't know. And to really give it that look, some lines I would suggest need to be thicker than the others. Like I would do one thick line and then the next line kind of make it skinny, and then do another thick line and then the other line make it skinny in between, just to really give it that effect. Again, I don't know. Don't hurt me, seriously. I guess with designs, it'd be hard to explain sometimes because me personally, I'm a visual learner. So, but I know everybody's not like that. But me personally, I am a visual learner. I'm like, okay, I can kind of look at you and see what you're doing to get the gist, even if you're having a hard time explaining it. So I know it's a lot, but it's really simple and it's really easy. Once you get it down pat, it's easy. Now, after doing that design, I did go in and use matte top coat. And then I'm going to go in right under that on top of the matte top coat after it is cured and dried. And we're going to do like this frosted look. I'm just going in with white gel polish and kind of adding like this built up frost look around the peppermints. And of course, I could have used the gloss top coat, but I really love how glitter looks under matte top coat. Like the encapsulated glitter look under a matte top coat really does it for me. So I'm like, yeah, we're going to roll with the matte. Still going in right here with my liner brush, just getting that look together. And we're just kind of doing something on top, doing something on the bottom. And yeah. And without curing, we are going to go in and sprinkle the white glitter on top of that. Kind of give it a little shake and a little dust, and then there you have it. Simple and easy, seriously. And then once it comes out the lamp and it's all dried, we're just going to give it a dust, and yeah, there it is. I am so happy with how this set is coming together because it's just like, wow. It's really just one piece at a time. It's all falling in place. Now on the pinky, I did originally go in, like I said, and paint it brown because I did have plans to do like the gingerbread house, but I switched up and changed my mind. I'm like, we're going to do some wording. I'm going to paint the nail black over the brown, and we're just going to do some wording. I'm just going to go in right here and do this naughty or nice. That liner brush is really helping me get the job done. Again, if you are interested, it is linked to my Amazon storefront, but these little tiny letters look so good. So I'm like, yeah, we're going to do some wording, do this like naughty or nice checklist. I thought that'd be really cute and cool to add in this set. And yeah, cousins, here is the entire finished product. I absolutely love how these nails came out. Oh my God. Everything is doing it for me. Like everything. Please get into every single detail. Seriously. Chewing bad. Real bad. I love this look so much. I was so nervous, but it came together. It came together. We added some add-ons. We did some other little stuff off camera, but it looks good. It looks good, and we made it through. I made it through. I did. Now, cousins, one thing y'all must really know about me is that I'm a girl who really don't like doing thumbs, but lately I've been trying to get into doing the thumbs. So yes, we went in and did Jack Skeleton again and another swirl design on top of that green chrome. But when I say I love how these nails came out, I'm not lying. I am not lying. And cousins, I just want to say, if you watched this entire episode from beginning to end, I thank you and I love you so much. I am just so happy, grateful, and honored to be on here sharing my journey with y'all one episode at a time. I am overjoyed and I thank y'all so much for 16K. Again, if you haven't already, be sure to check out all of my previous stuff. Majority of these products can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. So if you need that, go get that. Shop the Amazon storefront. Follow me on all other platforms. Be sure to sound off in the comments about anything, any opinions, any tips, any tricks. I will be sure to read over it. And yeah, as always, thank y'all for tuning in.